This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. And on this date, June 9th, the year 1973, almost 50 years ago, when I'm saving this, Secretariat finished one of the greatest Triple Crown runs of all freaking time. So anyway, Secretariat was a racehorse that was born to run. He was a great horse. I did a on this day about the Secretariat. Regardless, he was huge, and his jockey was the Canadian-born Ron Turcotte. Canada really doesn't have a feeling towards the Kentucky Derby, but whatever. So anyway, Secretariat's Triple Crown of the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and the Belmont, being in Kentucky, Maryland, and New York State, respectively, attracted over 134,476 to Kentucky Derby, May 5th, the largest in North American racing history. Put that in perspective, that's like 20,000 more than the biggest college football. The big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Anywho, Secretariat was the favorite. Alongside Angle Light, the 3-2 favorite, was Sham 5-2. There was a bit of problem, but Secretariat avoided problems by breaking from pole position 10 and cut to the rail. Shecky Green, the early leader, had a good pace, but Sham was right there. But Secretariat came charging down the stretch and beat Sham by 2.5 lengths. And then Our Native took third place. Secretariat ran each quarter mile faster than the one before it. 25.2, then 24, 23.8, 23.4, and 23. This was amazing. He was still accelerating. He beat the record, 159.4. In fact, it took till 2001 for another racehorse to go below 2 minutes. Of course, 159.4 is a little hard to do. But Monarchos did it in 159.97 in 2001. It was just amazing. And then came the Preakness. 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby. He broke last, but made a last to first move on the first turn. He had a leaping stride in the air, which was actually the statue that's at the Belmont Park paddock. It was just amazing. Secretariat was running it. He won by 2.5 lengths over Sham and Our Native. So the Kentucky Derby top 3 and the Preakness top 3 were the same, in the same order. That's hard to believe. In fact, it was the first time in history that the top 3 finishers in the Derby Preakness were the same, and the distance was also the same, which was freaky because Secretariat won by 2.5 lengths over second place and 8 over third, and in both races. The time of the race was disputed for a long time because there was an infield telling timer, but was ruined because people were crossing the track to reach the infield. It was hard to believe. The clock was in 2012. Secretariat's race was 154.4, but it was changed to 153. 2 hours of testimony. So it was amazing. Secretariat was on the cover of Time, Newsweek, and Sports Illustrated. Well, the Time magazine you see in the picture. It was amazing. And they needed a secretary to handle all the fan mail for Secretariat. So it was time for the Belmont Stakes. But the problem was there was only 5 horses. They were scared of Secretariat. He was crushing track records left, right, and center. Well, it was down to, there were only 5 horses. Secretariat, Sham, Sham was trying again. Twice a prince, my gallant and private smiles. It's shocking that not even our native, who took third in both races, could have done something big. Secretariat was a huge favorite, a 1 to 10 favorite, which means if you would if you bet $10, you would get $1 back because he was such a favorite. CBS would actually televise the Belmont Stakes on the stage June 9th, 1973. 69,000 fans, second largest attendance in Belmont history. Should have been the largest. But anyway, over 15 million households, or 52% of America, well, I'm sure 52%, watched the race. The track was fast, the weather was warm and sunny. Secretariat broke well on the rail, and Sham was there too. However, Secretariat, by the second quarter of the race, was just pounding it. Sham began to tire and could not do well, and he finished fifth and lap. Secretariat opened up the fast pace. His time for the mile was 134.2, which was actually the fastest record. But Secretariat did not falter. It was amazing what he did. In the stretch, Secretariat put up a massive lead. He actually won the race by 31 lengths. The record was 25 in a Triple Crown set by Count Fleet in 1943. But man, it was amazing. His 2:24 flat was not only a record for the Belmont Stakes, it was the fastest 1.5 miles on dirt in history. He beat the record set by Gallup Man. Secretariat's record is still the record for a dirt race. It was just amazing and all that. Secretariat had crushed it. They said it's the greatest performance of the 20th century by a North American racehorse. Secretariat became the 9th Triple Crown winner and first since 1948. So anyway, it was amazing what he could do and all that. So Secretariat even made a race. Secretariat's last race was against older horses at the Canadian International Stakes in Woodbine in Toronto, October 1973. But unfortunately, Ron Turcotte had to miss the race because of a suspension. Secretariat won by 6.5 lengths, if you must know. It's a sad day. Secretariat had a syndication deal that didn't go past age 3. So Secretariat would win 16 races with 3 seconds, a third, and a fourth, for total earnings of $1.3 million. So he went into retirement and passed away in 1990. Oh, sorry. No, October 4th, 1989. So, like, this guy was just unfreaking believable. This horse was unfreaking believable. If you could see the 1973 Belmont Stakes on TV, like on YouTube, you know how fast and how far he won it by. It was just like, holy crap, this horse was amazing. It was actually revealed after Secretariat's death that his heart was a bit bigger than any other horses. That's why he had the stamina and all that, because he could take the oxygen. But still, I mean, it's still a massive win and is celebrated to this day. I'm Jeff Diamond Adu.